Alhamdulillah, we praise God. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. And we bear witness that there is no other God beside the one God. Are we going to have fun today? I'm giving 3 khutbahs on behalf of 3 people. I'm giving a khutbah on behalf of Adib, and a khutbah on behalf of Suad, and a khutbah on behalf of Saeed Talari from New Hampshire. I'm presenting to you some things that they discovered in the last week, and they're all fantastic. You have all witnessed the last month or so the miracle of miracles. You witnessed the miracle of miracles that has to do with the first surah in the Quran and the 5 daily prayers. And just a quick review, this miracle of miracles begins with the number of units of our prayers. The morning is 2 units, the noon is 4 units, the afternoon is 4 units, the sunset is 3 units, and the night prayer is 4 units, and this is a multiple of 19. The sequence and specific numbers have to be this way. More sophisticated than this is you put the 2 units of the morning and then you put 2 Fatihas. Now the asterisk can be any representation of surah number 1. For example, this is one of them. This representation of surah 1 includes the number of the surah, 1, the number of verses in the surah, which is 7, the number of words, letters in the whole surah, 139, and the geometrical value of all the letters added up of the whole surah. This means you take the value of every letter, add it up, and you get 10,043. Put them next to each other like this, you have a multiple of 19. And this is what the asterisk is. Or you can make it more complicated than this by putting the geometrical value of every individual letter. You can also add the geometrical values of the whole verse. You can add the number of verses, the number of letters in every verse. And so on. All of them, these representations are multiples of 19, and all of them can be used here. So just think of this as Al-Fatiha, or Surah number 1. Any of these numbers can represent Surah number 1. So you put the 2 units of the morning prayer, followed by 2 Fatihas, and then the 4 units of the noon prayer, followed by 4 Fatihas, and then the 4 units of the afternoon prayer, followed by 4 of this number or any other number representing Al-Fatiha. The sunset prayer is 3 units, followed by 3 Fatihas, And then the night prayer is 4 units followed by 4 Fatihas. We tried, we really tested this very hard, and as you will see, we even impose very harsh conditions, and still God gives us multiples of 19. One of the most profound conditions was to reverse the numbers from right to left. There was one representation of Surah Al-Fatiha, that can be used in to replace the asterisk. Like I said, you can use any number representatives of Surah number 1. Here is one of them. And I just want to give you an example of how we stretch it too far, and God goes along with us. Gives us multiples of 19 still. You put the number of the Surah, 1. The number of the first verse is 1. The number of letters in the first verse is 19. The geometrical value of the first verse, 786. Verse number 2 has 17 letters, and the value is 581. Verse number 3, now this is one continuous number, remember that. Verse number 3 has 12 letters, and the value of 618. Verse number 4 has 11 letters, and the value is 241. Verse number 5, we're still continuing, has 19 letters, and the value is 836. Verse number 6 has 17 letters, and the value is 1072, the geometrical value. The last verse, number 7, has 43 letters, and the value is 6009. Okay, this is almost all the parameters of Surah number 1. The number of the Surah, the number of every verse, followed by the number of letters in every verse, followed by the value of every verse. Okay, this number is a multiple of 19. It consists of 38 digits. 19 times 2. So what we did, we reversed this, we wrote it backward. Every component, we put this at the beginning and then this after it, which is a crazy way of doing it, but some Arabs will use that as an excuse. They say we read from right to left. Well, still came out a multiple of 19. So this is really the miracle of miracles. Now, Saeed Talaq, okay. Some smart alaki, most probably an Arab, will tell you, why do you make 2 sujuds in every unit? Why not 3 or 4? We'll do 1 ruku'. This is ruku' per unit. And we make 2 sujuds per unit. So this smart alaki, this believer, will tell you, why do you make 1 ruku' and 2 sujuds? And God is ahead of them. So this is Saeed Talari's discovery. He calls from New Hampshire. Here's what Saeed did. In the 5 prayers, we read only 1 surah, which is surah number 1. Okay, now prayer number 1. What do we do in prayer number 1? Here's prayer number 1. What do? We read 2 Fatihas, right? And we make 2 rukus, 2 bowings, 4 prostrations, 1 tashahhud, right? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. Okay, now we get to prayer number 2. What do we do in prayer number 2? We read 4 Fatihas, we make 4 rukus, we make 8 sujuds, and we read 2 tashahhuds in the sitting position. Then we get to the 3rd prayer, prayer number 3, where we read 4 Fatihas, 4 rukus, 8 sujuds, 2 tashahhud. Oh, excuse me, this is 3. Oh, that's right. That's right. Then we go to prayer number 4. Where we read 3 Fatihas. See the changes in number? And this is the only way it will be divisible by 19. We read 3 Fatihas, we make 3 ruku'ah, 6 sujuds, 2 tashahhud. And the night prayer is number 4, is number 5. In it, we read 4 Fatihas, we make 4 ruku'ahs, 8 sujuds, 2 tashahhud. This is a multiple of 19. So it pins down how many ruku'ahs, how many sujuds in every prayer, in the 5 prayers. And is this miraculous or this miraculous? We were very happy. We were very happy about this, except we have in this mosque a troublemaker called Edip. We're going to have one more in about 7 months. I don't know how we're going to handle that. This troublemaker said, why? Well, see, we have to be ahead of the rascals, of the Arabs and the disbelievers. And we do this on purpose, so it's a fantastic service. He said, we read surah number 1, they will say, why not put it before every prayer? And then he went home. And he left Mahmoud to struggle with it. So what Mahmoud did, he put 1. Okay, here is surah prayer number 2, so you put 1 here. So now we have the surah number ahead of every prayer. This is prayer number 1. This is prayer number 2, he put 1, the surah that we read in the noon prayer. Before the Asr prayer, he put 1. Yeah. This is the 3rd prayer. In the 4th prayer, he also put 1. And before the 5th prayer, he put 1. His excuse was that we read surah number 1 in every prayer, so why not put 1 there? God said, okay, it's divisible. It's really incredible. Because when you have a number like this,
find a divisible by 19 number.
Okay, this number is divisible by 19. This is 8. Okay, this number is divisible by 19. If you add 1, it's not divisible anymore. If you put it anywhere else here, it's not divisible by 19. I mean, you change, you have a completely different number when you add 1. So, these are all physical impossibilities, but God made them possible. I hope there are no scientists here who will tell me how can a physical impossibility be possible.
If you put anywhere else, this 1 will not be divisible.
Of course not. If you move the 1 here or here,
different way. This
put it anywhere else.
Only chance.
Yes. There's been a flood of miracles in the last month, and to use Catherine's expression, we are light years ahead of the rest of the world, because it's going to take him quite a few years to catch up with these. I mean, after 50 years, they say, it'll take him maybe this much. Okay, this is Saeed Talari's discovery with Edip Yüksel's channel and discovery. I have to go a little faster. Edip's discovery. The disbelievers, normally Arabs, have been giving us rough time about Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, is it 19 letters or not? Of course it is 19 letters. I keep telling them, what your eyes see, you count. They say, oh, there is a stress in this letter, we must count it twice. Like Muhammad, the whole Muslim world wrote it 4 letters. Muhammad. They said, but since you stress the second M, you must write Muhammad. Yes. You have 5 letters instead of 4. Even their idol, they mess up with his name. So what Edip discovered is that when you read Surah Al-Hamd, Al-Fatiha, Surah number 1, your lips meet exactly 19 times. Now this has nothing to do with the spelling or how many letters or a stress or anything. This really nullifies their excuse. For example, say bism, that's 2. Let's say it together. Let's do it together. Bism, that is 2. Here is bism. Allah, Ar-Rahman, there is 1. Ar-Rahim, there is 1. Al-Hamd, there is 1. Lillah, Rabb, there is 1. Al-Alameen, there is 1. Rabb al-Alameen, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Maliki, Yawm, الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. How many are these? There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah, you missed one.
Okay. Hold it. Yes. Bism Allah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Alhamdu Lillahi Rabb Al-Alamin. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Malik Yawm Al-Din. Iyaka Bism Allah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Alhamdu Lillahi Rabb العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
أنعمت.
المغضوب is 2, not 1. Okay, because there are, what's this? 4 B's and 15 M's. In the Arabic language, these are the only letters where your lips meet, the B and the M. In English or in Farsi, there's also P, the letter P, as in has to be pill, backward. Okay, the value of B is 2, and the value of M is 40 in Arabic. So 15 times 40 is 600, and 4 times 2 is 8. The total 608 is also a multiple of 19. How do you like that? These miracles come in pairs. They have no excuse. Oh, okay. Now we get to Su'ad's discovery.
Second version.
Su'ad numbered the alphabet in a conventional manner. That is from 1 to 28. We have 28 letters in the alphabet. She counted 1 to 28. The grammatical value is when you get to 10, you don't count 11. You go to 20, 10, 20, 30, 40. When you get to 100, you go to 101, you go 100, 200, 300, and then 900, 1000. Her system was 1 to 3 all the way to 28, which was used by Lisa also a couple years ago. Okay. She looked at the word Noah. Noah. In Arabic. The value of N is 14. Excuse me, I didn't mean to write so small. 14. And the U or Waw in Arabic is 6. And the H or the Ha is 8. This gives 28. The value of Noah. Now, if you look in the Quran for Surah Noah, you'll find it consists of 28 verses. Okay, now she went to Abraham. And she found that the A is 1, the B is 2, the R is 20, is 1. The Ha is 5. The I here, Ibrahim, is 10. And the M is 40. This guy 52.
Oh no, not 4.
Ibrahim. What?
40.
Oh, excuse me. It's 40 at the grammatical. It's 13. Confused the two systems here. The total of Ibrahim is 52, and this is the number of verses in Surah Ibrahim. How do you like that? Okay, then she went to Muhammad, and the M is 13. The Ha is 8. Same letter as here, see? And then 13, the other M, and the D is 4. The total is 38. This is the number of verses in Surah Muhammad. How do you like that? So she calculated the value of Nuh, it was 28, which is the number of verses in Surah Nuh, in the Quran. She calculated Ibrahim, the value is 52, and this is the number of verses in Surah Ibrahim. She calculated Muhammad, the value is 38, and this is the number of verses in Surah Muhammad. And then she found out, that was this morning, that Surah Nuh is number 71 in the Quran. Ibrahim is Surah number 14. What is the difference? 57. 19 times 3. Which means between the two surahs, Noah and Abraham, 57 surahs, and outside also 57 surahs. And then she calculated Rashad Khalifa. And the total came to 114. There's no surah in the Quran whose verse is 114. But 114 is the whole Quran. So she concluded that Rashad's job is to confirm all 114 surahs. Tubu ila Allah. Alhamdulillah, we praise God. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. And we bear witness that there is no other God besides the one God. We pray to God that He guide us to appreciate His miracles, because these are awesome miracles that will cause mountains to crumble. Literally, this is what God says, and makes our hearts tremble. And this khutbah, I want to share with you that God is using me as an example for all of us, and to teach all of us. I want to say that I'm a happy guinea pig. God is using me as to experiment in a profound way. You read in Surah 41 that those who believe in God and lead a righteous life, the angels descend on them saying, what? Douglas, what do the angels say to the believers?
Peace.
Have no fear and no grief. This is your favorite step. You also say peace. Yes, that's another surah. No fear and no grief. لا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا in Arabic. Have no fear and no grief. And we had a profound example in the last 2 weeks. You remember what I talked about last time when I was here? Anybody remembers?
Yeah.
Yes, about the righteous do not die. Dr. Sabahi remembers, I'm sure all of you remember. The khutbah was a revelation. It started with a question from Lisa as to what are the righteous. And as you know in the Quran, God repeats, يَسْأَلُونَكَ, they ask you, قُلْ, say. They ask you, say. When a question is posed, God sends the revelation through Gabriel to tell us what the answer is. Or if we are speculating, then God will send Gabriel with the assurance as to what is the correct answer to the question. So I shared with you last time that the righteous do not die. They go straight to heaven. And I wrote it down in the perspective, and I mailed it to everybody. So even yesterday, Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? This Saudi guy called from Chicago.
For yesterday.
The day before yesterday, he called and talked with me for an hour. And sarcastically, he said, okay, what was Gabriel's latest revelation? He was ridiculing and mocking. I told him the last revelation Gabriel came was that the righteous do not die, they go straight to heaven. And after I finished talking with him, this was quite a reminder. Then I called Egypt, and I found out that my mother went to heaven on Monday, which is the day that Suad made that discovery. And she considered it to be the happiest day of her life. It's an assurance from God. He sent the angel. He says, have no fear, have no grief. And then you know that your mother made it to heaven. She didn't die. She simply, also, the information that I got are very assuring. Okay, she tells the servant, go make me a cup of tea. The servant comes back in 2 minutes and she's gone. So she's in a good mood. You usually ask for a cup of tea when you're perfectly happy, you're going to sip the tea, watch the TV or something. And if you remember what I told you in the last khutbah, I said the angel comes and invites the righteous person to go to heaven. And he says, yeah, really? There you go. He probably told her, you're going to wait for the cup of tea. He said, what? Are you kidding? So there were many strange signs that happened to assure me. Okay. In order to do the funeral prayer, they went to the mosque. And in that mosque, there were only 2 believers that we know. And one of them at least will be here for the conference in September. His name is Mustafa Sarban. They already pushed a known kafir to lead the prayer, non-disbeliever, whom I know also, an idol worshipper. And then Mustafa opened the Quran when he went in, and the verse that came out was, God cites the example of Pharaoh's wife. God cites the example of the believers. Pharaoh's wife. She prayed to God, please build a mansion for me in paradise with you and save me from the wicked people. So that was the verse he read. This is the first sign. And then Mustafa said, I don't know why all of a sudden they pulled the other guy and they pushed me in to lead the prayer. So Mustafa, a believer, went in to lead the prayer. We're going to have a prayer immediately after the Friday prayer. We'll have a prayer for her. So a believer was chosen to lead the prayer, and he said, now this embarrasses me a little bit, but I have to say it. I'm sharing it with you. But he said the intention that came out, I didn't want to say it. I had no intention of saying it, but this is how it came out. And he said, نويت أصلي على روح عبدك ورسولك رشاد خليفة. This is what came out of his mouth. He says, I intend to pray for the soul of the mother of your servant and your messenger Rashad Khalifa. And this Mustafa is a believer anyway. But he said he had no intention at all of saying this. Okay, so they go for the burial, and they made zikr around after the burial. And both the 2 believers, Mustafa and Sharif, they told me on the phone, we were amazed at the number of La ilaha illallah that we said around it. We were just saying La ilaha illallah for about an hour. And nothing else, just La ilaha illallah. So what I'm saying is that God is teaching us through one of us. Because that, of course, the unbelievers will say, oh, he wrote this because his mother died, or whatever they're going to say. But we know that I said it last Friday, two weeks ago, and I printed it, and I mailed it, and after this, we hear the news. So the angels, literally, the angels come down to you and tell you, have no grief and have no fear. I think I have to mention my father here, who was, I tried with him very hard to believe, but he refused to believe. The family had decided to bury my mother with my father. He decided, and she decided, everybody decided. But my father is an idol now himself by his followers. And I know for a fact That's something else, that he died as a disbeliever. And I was taken from here, literally, carried from here, there, just before he died, to give him the last warning, even though I didn't intend to. I had no intention of talking to him about religion, but he insisted, and God let me know that he died as a disbeliever. God also let me know that my mother died as a believer. I think I failed to mention this, but all her life, since I was 2 years old, I heard her say to my father, those saints are helpless, they're powerless, they're dead. Only God can help you. God alone. She was saying God alone all her life. So I know for a fact that she's a believer. And this all fits the total picture. So when they went to bury her according to the family's wishes, his followers, idol worshippers, who want to build a mausoleum around him and worship him, they didn't want anybody else with him. They thought that she will pollute the grave or something. So God saved her from that situation, and she's buried with her mother, whom I know also to be a believer. It's just all the things that happened are just fantastic. Now here is the trick. When my father died, I was sad, because he died as a disbeliever. And he's a man I loved very much. When he died, I was sad. When my mother died, I'm happy. I was happy. Because of what God sent down, that the righteous do not die. They go on to paradise. So immediately after the Friday prayer, we will pray the 2 rak'ahs of the funeral. You know how to do it now. Because of Maryam Atimedy's circumstances.
What's her name? What's her name?
If you want to mention a name, you can just say Rashad's mother. God will know what you'll do. But her name is Zainab.